It's Monday, February 18th. This is PSN News. Tonight we'll bring you more details on the new Penn State program, THON Nation, as well as details on President Trump's declaration of a national emergency.
We also have more on the backlash that Penn State faced for approving a sexist ad, as well as new information about the Jussie Smollett investigation. Stay tuned.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Justin Korman.
And I'm Melanie Weltner.
Snap Pizza remains closed Monday after the discovery of a broken air ventilation system. The popular chain, known for its custom personal pizzas, closed by the order of the State College Borough Division of Neighborhood and Community Services on February 14th. Snap Pizza replaced Herwig's Austrian Bistro on College Avenue in the fall of 2018, and it is unclear when the restaurant will reopen.
A new initiative centered around Penn State's THON aims to expand THON's reach worldwide. THON Nation is centered around communicating with alumni of how they can be involved in THON post-graduation, such as hosting their own fundraising events. Leaders of this new initiative hope it will boost involvement in current third-party fundraisers and encourage new ones in areas outside of Central PA. Lulu Ham, THON's 2019 Alumni Engagement Director, expressed the ultimate goal of THON Nation as, quote, to show alumni that although THON lasts for 4 years as a student, it's an event we'll always carry with us, end quote.
State College police are searching for a man who they say stole from McClanahan's in downtown State College. The retail theft occurred on January 11th, and the suspect is described as a white male with a reddish-brown beard wearing a green jacket with a baseball cap. Anyone with relevant information is being asked to contact police.
A pregnancy resource clinic ad printed in the toilet paper publication has sparked controversy. The ad contains imagery of a caricature of Superwoman accompanied with the headline, "Do you wonder what that woman gave you? It could be an STI. Get tested." Students took to Twitter to express their frustrations with the ad, stating it was blame shifting by perpetuating sexism and questioning how an ad like this was allowed by Penn State to be ran in the first place. The university has since taken down the ad and stated they are in the, quote, process of reviewing their guidelines and procedures, end quote.
Stay tuned, because after the break, Natalie Graham will bring you the latest in entertainment news.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Natalie Graham with your entertainment update. Penn State's annual music festival, Movin' On, has announced they are adding a new series called Acoustic Roadshow. Acoustic Roadshow is a collaboration with Movin' On and the Association of Resident Hall Students, which gives students the chance to listen to live music in their dorms. It will be running through the entire month of February in the commons of North, Pollock, East, West, and South. It allows students to discover local bands and artists in a calmer and more convenient environment. Tickets are free of charge, and the events are available to all Penn State students. This year's THON 2019 had quite the variety of performers attend. Andy Grammer was one of the first to appear and made a surprise performance Friday night. He mentioned he had lost his mother to cancer after he sang "Good to Be Alive." His drummer threw his drumstick into the crowd, making one of the dancers extremely happy. Viral sensation and now singer Mason Ramsey also took the stage Saturday evening after days of rumors were spread about his appearance at THON. He sang songs such as Jambalaya and Famous, and covered Johnny Cash's song Ring of Fire. Philly band The Rockets closed the final hour of THON. The group crossed a wide variety of genres, which was a perfect way to keep everyone going. The Chainsmokers recently announced that artist Lennon Stella and band 5 Seconds of Summer will be opening for them on their World War Joy Tour. After releasing the collaboration with both bands, song Who Do You Love and the tour, some 5 Seconds of Summer fans are not happy with this decision. Some fans are tweeting their frustration, believing the Chainsmokers has said controversial remarks before and don't want the band being associated with them. For those who do plan on attending, the tour will be kicked off in September and will even be performing at the Bryce Jordan Center September 29th. That's your entertainment update. Stay tuned, because after the break, Brandon DeWolf has the latest in sports.
Welcome back to PSN News. I'm Brandon DeWolf with your sports update. #1 men's wrestling defeated 19th ranked Illinois this weekend, clinching a share of the Big Ten title. After losing the first match, senior Scott Stossel filled in at the 133-pound class and got the first win for the Lions. It was smooth sailing after that, with Nick Lee and Brady Berg both earning wins to put Penn State up 12-6. The number 1 ranked murderers row of Jason Nolf, Vincenzo Joseph, Mark Hall, and Bo Nickel all earned victories to essentially win the meet, before heavyweight Anthony Castor closed the match with a pin. This is Penn State's 6th Big Ten title, having won or shared the previous 4. Penn State ends the dual meet season on its senior day, Sunday, February 24th, in Rec Hall. Men's lacrosse moved up to number 2 in the polls after a 17-4 victory over Stony Brook this weekend. The Lions are averaging over 20 goals per game this year while holding their opponents to only 7. They are number 2 in scoring margin at 13.33. The Lions are also second in the nation in saves, averaging 17 saves per game. Penn State has an impressive 38 assists on the season, resulting in 62.3% of their goals. They now trail only Loyola Maryland in the polls. The Lions' next game is at number 7 Yale on Saturday, February 23rd at 1 p.m. The NBA All-Star Game was this weekend, with Team LeBron getting the 178-164 victory. It was another highlight-filled weekend with Steph Curry, Paul George, Kevin Durant, and LeBron James having a number of circus alley-oops and deep threes. Team LeBron was down 14 points early in the third quarter, but was able to take the lead in the fourth quarter to secure the victory. NBA regular season action starts back up on Thursday at 7 p.m. with the Heat facing off against 76ers and Suns traveling to Cleveland to take on the Cavaliers. That was your sports update. We'll have this week's weather report after the break. Stay tuned.
From the students of Penn State Meteorology, here is your Penn State Campus Weather Service forecast.
And a very good evening, Center County. I'm student meteorologist Christopher Tate here with the latest look at your weather forecast. We hope you all had a safe and fun THON weekend. And as you're recovering, let's take a look at your weather headlines. Tuesday should actually be a fairly pleasant day by Pennsylvania standards. We're looking for partly cloudy skies throughout most of the day in advance of another winter storm making its way into the region on Wednesday. I'll time that out for you in just a moment. And then this weekend, not a total washout on Sunday, but we are expecting another storm system that should bring just primarily rain. I'll show you that in just a moment. In the meantime, let's time things out for you with this storm coming in on Wednesday. Pausing things here at 9 a.m. should be a chilly start to the morning, right around 18 degrees as you're heading out to classes, with clouds over much of Pennsylvania and including off to the south and west of the area. But then as we step through, you can notice this large swath of precipitation starting to work its way up from the Gulf states. Temperatures around 25 degrees Wednesday at 1 a.m., but you'll notice all this snow and some frozen precipitation thrown in there to boot. That's going to be overspreading our area as we step into a Pennsylvania view. Wednesday by noon, we're looking for snow across large swaths of Pennsylvania, mixed precipitation out to the west, and maybe also down by Philadelphia in the southeast. Notice temperatures are going to be staying below freezing for much of the day on Wednesday, so anything that does fall will likely be frozen. And then as we continue into the overnight hours Thursday, pause things here at 3 a.m. You'll notice that this particular computer model, which is just one of many solutions, has rain across all of Pennsylvania at this hour. But you'll notice State College very close to that freezing mark. So 1 or 2 degrees either direction could mean the difference between rain and possibly additional snow accumulation in the region. Eventually that system does clear out. Clouds overtake the region on Thursday, but then by Friday, shaping up to be a fairly pleasant day, maybe a touch on the cool side, 34 degrees as we start Friday afternoon. But that's all in advance of another system coming up out of the south. Temperatures right around freezing to start your Saturday. They'll warm up just in time for this rain to overtake the area by Sunday afternoon. We are expecting widespread rain across much of the mid-Atlantic, mixed precipitation and snow off into the interior northeast. But for tonight, we're looking for a low temperature tonight right around 18 degrees under mostly cloudy skies, light northwesterly winds between 5 and 10 miles an hour. So make sure you do have a heavy coat because it is going to feel like the lower and mid-teens if you're going to be out tonight. And for your Tuesday, temperatures climbing above freezing, 35 degrees, patchy skies, a mix of sun and clouds, northwest winds staying right there around 5 to 10 miles an hour. But then as we take a look at the rest of your Campus Weather Service 7-day forecast, you see just what I was talking about. Wednesday, temperatures are going to be rising throughout the day after this storm system moves through. So temperatures are going to be rising overnight Wednesday into Thursday. Thursday, we're looking for a high right around 38 degrees with a slight chance of some morning rain as that system does leave the area. Then we have a little bit of warming to start your weekend. Friday and Saturday climbing into the 40s. Sunday, also a decent chance of making it into the low 40s with a chance of rain, as I pointed out earlier. And for your Monday, temperatures falling right back down to around where we should be for this time of year under partly cloudy skies. For the Penn State Campus Weather Service, I'm student meteorologist Christopher Tate. Have a great evening.
Five were killed Friday in a workplace shooting that terrorized a Chicago suburb. 45-year-old Gary Martin opened fire on his coworkers early Friday afternoon after being informed that he was being fired from his job at the Henry Pratt Company Industrial Complex. Martin, a 15-year employee, injured 6 responding police officers before he was killed by law enforcement. A Smith & Wesson handgun armed with a laser sight was found near Martin's body, which police say Martin owned illegally because of a previous aggravated assault conviction.
A Houston officer is being investigated after a drug raid resulted in 2 residents' death and 4 officers being shot. While police had a reasonable cause to investigate the residents, it has come to the surface that the officer may have lied to obtain the warrant. Officer Gerald Goins claims he sent an informant to make a purchase at the residence, and the informant returned with heroin and intel that there was a weapon inside the home. This supposed informant is suspected by investigators to not actually exist, since all the informants listed as having worked with Officer Goins denied ever buying from the 2 residents. The officer in question has not been formally identified, but Police Chief Art Acevedo promised there will be an investigation to not only this case, but to the entire narcotic street-level units as well.
President Trump declared a national emergency on Friday in order to secure funding for a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border. Funding legislation passed by Congress late last week averted another government shutdown, but only included $1.375 billion for a border wall. The president made it clear he was seeking at least $5.7 billion for the wall construction project and will now shift money from other programs to secure that funding. Critics immediately questioned the legality of the president's use of the National Emergencies Act for what many do not consider a national crisis. They were quick to point out that in a press conference Friday afternoon, President Trump was quoted as saying he, quote, didn't need to do this, end quote, in reference to the emergency declaration.
The 2 brothers arrested in connection with the assault of Empire's Jussie Smollett's are now working with police and have been removed as suspects from the case. The men are claiming Smollett planned the attack and paid them to participate. Evidence was found by detectives to corroborate the brothers' story, specifically of where they bought the rope that was found around Smollett's neck. The Chicago Police Department stated this new information has, quote, shifted the trajectory of the investigation, end quote. The actor is reportedly, quote, angered and devastated, unquote, by the accusation that he planned the attack himself, but has remained outspoken in his intent to continue to cooperate with authorities. The investigation into the attack is ongoing.
And that's all for tonight on PSN News.
Be sure to check us out on Twitter at PSN News. Thank you for joining us.